Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetsjuice.com and today we are going to do the quick unboxing and quick review of Huawei P7 which we have with us. This device is going to come to India. It is going to get launched on November 30th. That is the date for this particular phone launch, and it will come for a price of approximately 25,000 rupees. So it will be near to that particular price point. That is not the exact price, but it will be near to that. As far as specification goes, you do get all the kind of specification you should get at this particular price point on this phone, and we will talk about that in detail. This is how the package look like. We have the phone name mentioned over there, we have the Huawei logo over there at the bottom, and on this side we have nothing. At the back side of the device as well, we do not have any specification of the phone mentioned. So let me just do the unboxing for you. And once we open the box, the first thing which we see inside the package is the device itself, which is the Huawei P7. So let's unbox it and we will see what we have inside the package. And to open it, we have to basically remove the strap from here, and here we have the phone, which is the Huawei P7. Again, I have used this phone earlier before doing this unboxing, and this is an unboxing which has been done for you. So I have installed a couple of applications and games as well. I have used in day-to-day usage. I have installed a couple of games in benchmarking utilities. I have found the overall performance of this device pretty satisfactory for the price, and again, it is a very nicely designed phone. It does not look like a cheap phone. It is a very premium phone in terms of the overall design, and the build quality as well as the material which has been used is also good. However, they have used plastic, but very good quality of plastic has been used. It has approximately 6.5 millimeter in terms of thickness, so it feels very thin, and it also feels very light when you hold this phone in one hand. It is around 124 gram in terms of the weight, and thickness is again very less, which is 6.5 millimeter. Makes this phone pretty good in terms of the overall form factor. And even when this phone is a 5-inch display phone and the kind of hardware specification it has, it does not look like a cheap phone. It does not feel like a cheap phone in any way, and this is something which we can say. Let's take a look what we have inside the package apart from the phone. So we have two boxes over there, and here we have the SIM ejection tool which is there for this phone supplied. As you can see, we have two SIM card tray on this phone, which can be opened with this particular tool, which we will open, and that one of that actually contains the SIM card, and the other one contains the micro SD card slot. So here we have some more things. So we do have some NFC tags which you can use. You can stick them around on any specific surface or anywhere which you would like to basically use for NFC, and you can use these NFC tags which are supplied within the package, which is good. You have a quick start guide over there which tells you about the basic features of the phone. You have safety information guide. I think this one should have the SAR values also mentioned. Let me see whether it has that or not. So this one does not have the SAR values. We will need to find that later. And taking a look over this part of the package, we have two sections for this. One of them will have the charger. So this is the USB charger which you will get within the package, and the output current from this charger is 1 ampere. So this is not the fast charger, it is a 1 ampere charger. And this side we have the micro USB cable and the headphones. So micro USB cable is again good quality, and it can be used for data syncing and charging. Here we have the headphones. These headphones are also again good in terms of the build quality. They are again not in-ear headphones which I was expecting, but they are pretty good in terms of the quality and the material which has been used. They have used metallic mesh over there, which looks nice and feels good. And again, this one has a module over there to pick the calls, but this one only has the mic. There are no volume controls. This is how the headphone audio lead will look like. So these are all the things which you will get within the package of this phone. Let's keep all these things aside for a while. Now let's take a closer look over the Huawei P6 which we have with us. We have the black color version of this device. You will also get the white color version once it gets launched in India. So taking a look over the bottom, we can see that we have the touch capacitor buttons which are there within the display. They are not on the body of the phone. At the top we have the nice metallic earpiece. We have the front camera over there. You do have a screen guard which will come pre-installed on this device, which you can always get rid of, but this is good because it will protect the display. Taking a look over the back side, we do have this protection film which we are going to just remove, but this film tells you where is the SIM card slot. So this is the SIM card slot and this is the micro SD memory card slot to expand the storage of this device. Both of them will use this SIM ejection tool to get the tray come out, and then you have the power and sleep key, which is again a metallic button, and it is very nice. It is placed in the middle so that you can easily access it. You have the volume rocker, which is a metallic button as well, and it gives you good amount of feedback. We have 13 megapixel camera at the back with LED flash, and then if we talk about the front is an 8 megapixel camera. So this is an 8 megapixel fixed focus camera, I believe. We will just confirm that. And we do have these cutouts over here for the antennas, and we have a secondary microphone for noise cancellation as well on this device. We have 3.5mm audio jack. On this side we have no connectivity, no ports. We have just an antenna band over there, and at the bottom we can see that we have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging, and we have a primary microphone as well. And let me just get rid of this. So taking a look over the backside looks very stylish, very premium. It is again glass which they have used at the back, and it has a texture design which you can easily notice. All this actually gives this phone a very premium look. And here we have the loudspeaker. The loudspeaker is actually placed at the back side on the flat surface, so if you place the device like this on a table, the sound does get muffled, and it also gets partially blocked to an extent. This is how the screen looked like. It has an IPS LCD display, and it is a full high definition display, that is 1920 into 1080 is the resolution of this one. And taking a look over the pixel density is pretty good. You will not see any pixelation on this device even if you take a closer look, which is good. Let me just get rid of this screen guard as well so that you can have a complete proper look of the phone. So this is how the display actually looks like. Again, it does not have any screen guard as of now, so you can see things much more clear, and touchscreen response is going to be better now. In terms of the design, I can say that the Huawei SN-P7 again has borrowed the same design principle which we have seen earlier, but it is definitely different in terms of the overall look and feel, and the kind of materials they have used make this phone look pretty premium and very solid when you hold this phone in one hand. It also has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection on the front, and again you will see fingerprints quite easily on this display unless you put a screen guard, but scratches are not going to be there to an extent. It is quite resistant to that. Now let's take a look over the software UI of this phone. As you can see, this device is running a custom version of software which is running on top of Android, and it is called Emotion UI, which comes from Huawei, and it is normally seen on many flagship devices from Huawei. So as you can see, this is how the UI look like. The UI is again custom. It does not give you an application drawer, but it is kind of responsive. I do not see it lagging at all during my usage of approximately 1 week with this device before I am doing this review. Let's take a look over the phone dialer. This is how the phone dialer looks like. As you can see, the phone dialer does allow you to dial a number easily. It is pretty big in terms of the keys. When it comes to the video call option, we do not have the video call option, or the cellular video call option is not there on this device on the phone dialer. Let's take a look over the messaging application. So this is how the messaging application look like, and when I compose a new message, this is how it will look like. The QWERTY keyboard over there is pretty nice. It has keys which are pretty big in size, and you do get a pop-up as well whenever you tap on these keys. And when it comes to continuous input, typing or swipe to type, it is supported on this device, and it does give you these suggestions at the top which you can always tap for quick and easy typing. So typing is not at all a problem on this particular device, which is 5-inch in terms of the display size, and you can always type in the landscape mode in case you face any issues. You also get these NFC tags with this device which you can use. As you can see, we have this feature which is by default enabled, which is called Huawei Beam, with the help of which you can actually transfer picture, videos, contact and URL in between different devices by using these NFC tags which are supplied with this phone. Now let's take a look over the application which you will get pre-installed. So these are the application you will get pre-installed on this device, which includes some music player over there, and music player again is quite simple and easy to understand. It gives you a very good graphic representation of whatever you have as far as music is concerned. You can categorize that as per your interest, and these are the options which are available. You can also go through a folder structure as well. You have a simple play button over there on the music player as well. Apart from this, you have email application, you have file manager, which is actually a file explorer. You also have this mirror application which allows you to launch the camera in this full screen mode with these frames. So this is a custom camera application. You can see you can take very good selfies of yours in case you would like to do that. However, this kind of a frame is something which I don't want to take my photo with, but you can have different kind of frames, and this is definitely useful for people who love selfies, and everyone these days actually loves selfies. So let me just, okay, you just need to tap on the screen and the photo will be taken. You also have this phone manager, which is actually a kind of application which will speed up your phone. It can accelerate the overall performance. You can use the phone accelerator, you can use the storage cleaner to actually clean up the storage so that you can have faster process time basically for application and for other things which you do on the phone. You do have a power saving mode which you can enable from here. You have a normal power saving mode, you have a smart power saving mode, you also have a ultra power saving mode. Once you enable the ultra power saving mode, it will go to a different interface altogether, and in that interface you won't be able to use all the functionalities of the phone including Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but it will give you much better battery backup even with critical battery in ultra power saving mode, which is supported on this phone. We do have some other application which also come pre-installed, which includes some Google application. There are some tools which you can always use. These tools includes calculator, flashlight, so that you can use the flashlight at the backside as a torch. You do have system update, download manager is also there. You also have an application installer which allows you to install application once you have an APK on the SD card, and this is something which is useful. You do have DLNA application as well, so that you can search across the DLNA supported devices. You do have FM radio and magnifier as well. So let's take a look over the notification center which we have on this phone. As you can see, we have all these toggles over here, which includes Wi-Fi, mobile data, sound, Bluetooth, GPS. You do have airplane mode which you can enable. You can also take a screenshot directly from here. You have flashlight toggle over here. You also have the suspend button toggle as well on this device. Auto sync can also be disabled. You can also enable the ultra power saving mode directly from here. The brightness is there and automatic brightness is supported on this phone. Let's take a look over the settings and find out what all we have as far as version of Android is concerned. So we have Android 4.4.2 on this device, which is KitKat again, and it is not the latest version now. On the storage front, we can see that this device has 16 GB of internal storage, out of which approximately 7.91 GB is free. However, you will get approximately 10 GB available on this device once you buy it. We have installed a couple of applications and games, that is why the available storage is less. The resolution on the device is 1080 into 1920 full high definition, and this is the processor which we have on this device, or the chipset you can say. This is HiSilicon Crane 910T quad core 1.8 GHz processor, and it is pretty fast processor, I would say. This is a processor which is being manufactured by Huawei itself, so it is not being imported from anyone else. They have actually customized the UI and optimized it to run on this hardware pretty effectively. Here we have more information about the storage. As you can see, out of 16 GB you will get 11.77 GB available to the user, out of which approximately 7.91 GB is available as of now, because we have installed a couple of applications and game, and there are some applications which will come pre-installed that will also take up some space. So talking about the SD card support, we do have SD card support on this device, and you can also change the default storage location. So in case you want to install applications on the SD card, you can do that. You can change the default storage location over here. You can also move applications from the phone memory to the SD card. This is supported. Apart from this, we do have location access as well. You can use this device for GPS navigation without any issues. It works perfectly fine. I have used it. And when it comes to some other extra features which are there on this phone, which I have not seen on other phones recently, is this protected app feature, which will allow 16 apps as of now to keep running after the screen is turned off. So you can actually set certain applications which you will allow to run in the background, so that they can fetch data, they can use internet, or they can do other things. And when it comes to the resolution of the video, you can record high definition video at 720p as well as at 1080p, both at 16:9 aspect ratio, with stereo audio quality, which is good. Apart from this, if we talk about the front camera, let me just show you the view from the front camera before we use the rear camera to take the photo. So this is how the front camera look like. As you can see, the front camera does give you this option of beautifying your face, especially whenever you are taking a selfie like this, and I can take it right away. So it does give you a timer so that you can get ready before the selfie is taken, and as you can see, it will apply certain amount of beautification to your face, especially once you take the photo from the front camera. The front camera is an 8 megapixel camera, and it is again a fixed focus camera, but it can take pretty good selfies, I would say. The kind of color production I can see in this photo and the details is something which is really nice and very good as a front camera on this phone. I have not seen any other device like this who can actually give such good photos in low light, especially from the front camera. And one device I can recall is the 730 Lumia 730, which is pretty good with the 5 megapixel front camera, but this one is also pretty close to that, even maybe better than that. I will do a comparison later on. Let me just toggle back to the rear camera and I will take the photo of this Android Robo. And let me just take this photo without the artificial light. So we have taken both of these photos and I can show you both of them one by one. First of all, this is the one which has been taken with artificial light. As you can see, the colors are being reproduced nicely and the details are also pretty nicely captured on this particular device in this photo. As you can see, it looks nice. And when it comes to the other one, which is taken without the artificial light, I think this one is slightly better in terms of color production as compared to this one. This is almost original object over there, although it is not looking exactly the same as I can see right now. I don't know whether you can see the difference, but there is a difference in colors. But still, the photo has been captured nicely with and without artificial light, which is good. So the rear camera does a pretty good job. Even in daylight you can expect very good performance, and in low light it is pretty decent. Let's find out the OTG support on this device, whether it is there on this phone. So we have just connected a flash drive, which is an OTG flash drive, and it has detected the same. That means you can actually browse the contents of the flash drive on this device. As you can see, it has detected the USB storage device over there, and I can access the contents of this flash drive using the file manager, which is also coming pre-installed on this phone. So now we are playing a YouTube video from our channel, and this is a high definition video which is being played at what resolution? Let me just find out. So it is being played at 720p. The loudspeaker on this device is fairly loud, and this is something which I like, although it is at the back side on the flat surface. So if I place it like this on a table, the sound does get muffled and it also gets blocked to an extent, which is not too good as far as the design is concerned. But the loudspeaker is fairly loud. The only problem is the design, because it is at the flat back, so it will get muffled and blocked at times, especially if you place the device like this flat on any surface. As far as viewing angles are concerned, let me just show you that as well. So viewing angle wise, this device has an IPS LCD display which does give you pretty good viewing angles. This is something which I have seen, and you can see the video or anything which you are watching on the display almost from any angle without any issues. However, there will be slight amount of color fading which will happen. So color fading is something which you will see, especially when you take a look over the display from different angles, but the display is visible from almost all the angles, either top or bottom or left or right. Here we have the hardware configuration for the phone. The model number of the phone is Huawei P7L10, and we have ARM V7 processor clocked at 1.8 GHz. It is a quad-core CPU, and this is the hardware information in case you would like to note that. We have the display resolution over there, which is 118 to 1776, because there are some touch capacitive buttons which are there at the bottom, which does take some part of the screen resolution at times. Otherwise it could have been 1080 into 1920. We have the Mali 450 MP GPU on this device, and when we talk about sensors, we have light sensor, proximity magnetic field sensor, accelerometer sensor, orientation gyroscope, and some other sensors. We do not have pedometer sensor on this device. So we have got a score of 28709, which is a pretty decent score for a device like this on Antutu. And when it comes to ranking, I can show you the bar chart over there. So this device in terms of ranking comes in between the Xiaomi Mi 3 and Xiaomi Redmi Note. As you can see, in terms of performance, I can say apart from the benchmark figures, this device is a pretty good device in day-to-day usage, and for gaming and multimedia it does a pretty decent job. However, I have experienced slight amount of heating, especially at the back side of the device when I have played some high definition games for some time, approximately 20 to 25 minutes. I can experience slight amount of heating over there, which does goes high, but it is something which is not very objectionable because it is not too much of heating. The device does heat up, but it is not uncomfortable to hold at that time. And we have got a score of 34.5 fps on Nina Mark, which is again not a very impressive score, but this device can handle almost most of the high definition games, including Modern Combat 5, Frontline Commando D-Day, and some casual games like Temple Run OZ also run fine on this device. So let's start playing these games and show you the overall performance of this device as far as gaming is concerned. So right now we are playing Temple Run OZ, and this game is running fine on this device as far as graphics are concerned. I can see the shadow of the player, and touchscreen is also pretty responsive. However, I can notice slight amount of frame drops when I play this game, which you may be able to see as of now. But in terms of sensors, all the sensors on the device are working well, including the gravity sensor, and the viewing angles are also decent when you play a game like this. And when you tilt the screen, you can see what is happening on the screen. So here we have Blood and Glory Loaded, which is a kind of a graphic intensive game, and as far as I can say, I can play this game without any issues, either graphics or touchscreen. So touchscreen is pretty responsive to the finger touch, and graphics are loaded very nicely. I do not notice any lag in the graphics, and there is no problem while playing this game. Although when you try to play this game, you may need to load it twice to actually make it work, because the first time you try to run this game, it may crash, but the second time it should run fine. On this device, when we tried playing this game for the second time, it worked fine. But one thing I do not like is these touch capacitor buttons which are there even when I'm playing the game. So now we are playing one of the most graphic intensive game, which is the Modern Combat 4. Modern Combat 5 we could not get installed on this device for some reason. I think that is not compatible, or this phone is not compatible to run Modern Combat 5. So we have loaded Modern Combat 4, and this game in terms of graphics I can say is running fine. Not very smooth, but running pretty nicely, especially in terms of graphics. But there is a lag which I can notice, and you should be able to see that lag right now. So it is not that easy to play this game on this device. Maybe if you load this game for the first time, you will see a graphic lag, but if you load it for the second time, then in that case it should be fine, and you can always play this game on this device. But there will be a graphic lag, and again these touch capacitor buttons will always be there on the screen, so you may accidentally tap like this and you will be taken out. The overall battery backup you will get from this device is going to be approximately 1 day. We have got around 1 day of battery backup at times, and sometimes we have not even got complete 1 day of battery backup, but that was because of the excessive usage. If you use this phone for gaming and multimedia a lot, then in that case you won't get 1 day of complete battery backup. If you do any of these two activities for longer time, for like more than half an hour or more, then in that case the battery backup will not be that great. But for moderate to basic usage, it can give you around 1 day battery backup pretty easily. So that's all from us as far as the full review of the Huawei SNP7. We like this device as far as the overall form factor is concerned. The lightweight of this device is concerned. The build quality is also very nice. One thing which I'm not too happy about is the overall battery backup. The battery backup is average 1 day. The overall gaming performance of this device is also pretty decent, although it may not be able to play some high definition games very smoothly, but that can get worked out once you start playing those games, and once you load these games for 2 to 3 times, then they will work fine. fine. So in all, I can say that this device is a pretty decent value for money in terms of the camera as well. Camera is also pretty decent. It can take very good shots, especially in low light. It can take very good shots, and with the front camera you can take much better selfies on this device as compared to any of the smartphone out there which have the same kind of front camera, or maybe which comes at the same price point. So that's all from us. Do let us know if you have any specific question for the Huawei SN-P7. We would love to help you. In case you have any questions, you can leave your questions in the comment section below. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.